Hello. Welcome back to our channel again. And welcome to the Hoard. And today we're going to be out and about, so we're going to be leaving my library and going shopping because it's my birthday month. Yay!
At birth. Merry
Thank you. And for my birthday, I always do the same thing. So like my personal like self-care part of my birthday. So not like celebrations with my family and stuff. And I go and just do a super fun, comfy, cozy, expensive book haul. I go shopping. I go shopping for books, and I visit local bookstores because I always try to shop small when I'm buying books. Even if I order online, I always order from bookshop.com or local bookstores in my neighborhood. And so that's what we're going to be doing today. And just to give you some little bit of prep for my birthday month in general, I'm doing two things this year. It's a little bit different. One, we're going shopping. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And two, I am, for the most part, only rereading my favorite books this month. I just wanted to like give myself just a little bit of a treat of revisiting some of the stories that I love the most, the ones that I think about the most, the ones that like give me the most warm serotonin bath and just makes my brain like super happy. And so I've picked three books this year that I want to try to get through. So Fifth Season by N.K. Jemisin, Kusho's Avatar, because watch our other video on Castiel Servant, you'll find out that I've basically reread Kusho's Dart and Kusho's Chosen and also the companion story Castiel Servant. And so now I'm primed and ready to reread Kusho's Avatar, which I haven't reread ever. I read it the first time, loved it, became one of my top 10 favorite books, and then I haven't reread it because, my gosh, it's so politically dense and detailed from the first two that I really felt like I needed to go back and read the second one and just like never felt like it. Finally have done that and I'm ready. So this is like perfect timing. So I'm super excited about that. And then it would not be a reread month for me if I did not also reread Network Effect by Martha Wells because I love that book so much. Murderbot is like, I wouldn't say it's my spirit animal because we're not quite the same, but we have some like overlapping things. One, that story is just like funny, it's fun, it's sarcastic, it's witty, and but also like Murderbot's disdain for other people and just wanting to be able to sit by itself and just watch its serials, like I can seriously relate to because I just want to like be home with my family and just read my books. Like I love other people. Like don't get me wrong. Like when I'm out and about, I want to be out and about and I'm having a good time hanging out with my friends and all that stuff. But when I'm at home, I just want to be at home doing my at-home things. Like that's it. So like, don't call me on a random Tuesday night and be like, "Hey, do you want to go do XYZ thing?" Because the answer is no. I was not mentally prepared for that. It's just not happening. And so I was talking to somebody about this, and they were like, "Oh, it's not so much that you're an introvert and don't like other people. It was like you just have very high inertia." And I was like, "Yes." That is exactly it. Accretia in motion will remain in motion. I was like, and accretia at rest will remain at rest unless acted upon by an outside force. Like that is me to a T. And like
That's funny.
So yeah, so that's what I'm doing for my birthday, and so I'm on the hunt for a few very specific books. And Styles is going to come and join me so we can have fun together for my birthday.
Yep. I'll be the camera person, so if it's shaky, you know who to blame.
We do our best. We do our best. But yes, so I'm looking for The Corruption of Hollis Brown by Kay Ancrum, which I think is going to be really interesting, and I'm hoping it's technically YA, but I think it's going to be like a darker version of Cemetery Boys. I think it's going to be like a darker version of Cemetery Boys because basically there's a human boy. So it's a queer story, by the way. So there's a human boy and then there's like a ghost, and like the ghost like can possess some people or something. I don't know what it does, but basically somehow they come together for like a romance, and maybe he was murdered, trying to figure out who murdered him or whatever. So like Cemetery Boys is like a lighter queer novel that kind of deals with like similar themes of like a ghost and maybe a murder and like a person who's not a ghost who can see the ghost or whatever. And this is like a much darker version of that. And I think it's going to be really good. So I'm very excited. And it's by a Black author, which is always great. I also want to get Kin by Tayari Jones. I don't know what this one is about. I do, which is why it's on the list. I can't remember right now.
It's fine.
So
This is a long list, so it's fine.
Yeah,
I'm sure we will know about it once you have read it. And we'll talk
the
about
other book the next one that I want to get is the Other Worlds book, Depends on the Bean Counter, and I think it's a light novel, not necessarily a manga, but it's another queer story, which I just think is like, I don't know, a lot of anime and a lot of anime right now is like isekai, so like going to another world, and this one is that, but it's like a nerd basically, and I'm just obsessed with it. He's like an accounting nerd though, so he basically is like an accountant who like gets murdered or somehow gets like sent to another world, and he's just like, instead of freaking out about it and trying to go home, he's like, let me see your books. Like,
yeah,
so
I read 3 webtoons that are like that. One was a estate developer, so it was all about construction. Another one was a farmer, and then the other one was a doctor whose practice failed, and he becomes an apothecary back in the day. And the farmer, he like studied plants and whatever. He like went to college for farming, and then he gets reincarnated as a demon lord in a video game.
Oh God!
But the cool part is that the demon lord is a video game, but it takes place in the same world as the estate developer, which was like a book, which takes place in the same world as the apothecary prince, who's actually a descendant of the great estate developer, and that was like a webtoon. So like in the Korean world or whatever, these are all 3 different media, but in this universe, it takes place hundreds of years apart, and it's all interconnected. And when I found that out, I literally shat myself. I was so excited. So that is probably going to be very fun.
Yeah, I'm super excited about that. And it's always nice to have like a light.
I'd like to
borrow a light stuff. Okay. It's always nice to have like light stuff like that. So I'm excited about that. I want to get Phantom Plague by Vidya Krishnan. That's a nonfiction book about tuberculosis. So I recently finished Everything is Tuberculosis by John Green, and I really, really loved it. It was like it was like very short, which is nice, and it's like a really nice primer on just like tuberculosis and its impact on society and society's impact on tuberculosis, which is like a disease that can and should be cured, but because of racism and resource hoarding and all of that type of stuff, it's not, and primarily affects like poorer, more underdeveloped countries that should not be poor and underdeveloped. It's just that all of their resources have been like extracted out of those countries, and with it goes infrastructure for healthcare and medical and all of that stuff. But it's like written in a very accessible, easy, conversational way. It's actually quite funny. John Green just did a fantastic job with this book. It's like hopeful in the end, but very realistic and like the in like the world that we're in. Like, he doesn't pull any punches or try to make anybody feel better about themselves. He's like, this is a problem, and it is a human man-made problem that we should fix and could fix, and we choose not to for greed and purposes like that. So anyways, all of that being said, at the end of that book, he had like a list that he recommended if you like to do some additional reading, and this one sounded like the most interesting, because some of the most interesting parts of John Green's book was just like understanding the different ways that tuberculosis has indirectly played a role in like stuff that's happened in the world. Like, it's not like, obviously World War I was like a very complicated thing and like had a bunch of reasons for why it started, but one of the things that's like kind of interesting is that the 3 people who actually were able to somehow pull off the crazy farce of killing Archduke Ferdinand all had TB, and they all went through with it because they knew they were going to die soon. So it's like, maybe if they didn't have TB, or if there was a known cure at that time, maybe Archduke Ferdinand wouldn't have died. It's not to say we still wouldn't have had World War I, and it's not to say that maybe he would have gotten assassinated some other way, but it was just like an interesting point. And this Phantom Plague, I think, has a lot of additional like tidbits and stuff like that I think it's just going to be like really interesting. So I also try to read like 1 or 2 memoirs a year. And so I've added to the list Stigmatized, a Mongolian girl's journey from stigma and illness, from stigma and illness to empowerment. And I am excited to read that because it's another one that was recommended by John Green at the end of it. Everything is tuberculosis. And the memoirs that I like the most are the ones about like normal everyday people. Like I've tried and tried to read celebrity memoirs and I just really struggle with them. The only one I actually made it through was Cicely Tyson's, because she's just like a fascinating person and I just really liked her as a human being. Um, but for the most part, like rich people are rich and like yeah, you probably went through some stuff, but it's really hard for me to like empathize with you because you're like rich. And I feel like I know that makes me like a little bit of a snob, but at the same time, it's like I only have so much in me that like I can like empathize and give of myself emotionally, and I don't want to give it to somebody who has like $3 billion. Like I'm just not interested in doing that. So the memoirs that I do read are usually about everyday people just making it, you know, and celebrating their joy and their life and those are the ones that I enjoy the most. So I think Stigmatized is going to be really good and like right up my alley and like goes along with this like now new theme that I'm obsessed with. And then I want to get Let the Poets Govern by Kamonji Felix. I think it's going to be really good. It was just recently published. I'm not even sure if it's out, so I don't even know if we're going to be able to find this. But I'm super excited about it. And it's basically, it's I guess technically nonfiction, but I think it's about like, um, in short, just about poets imagining like what life would be like if they ran the world. Which at this point in life, I'm ready to imagine any other reality at this point. Like, how could we have done better? I want to obviously get The Queen's Spade by Sarah Raleigh. We talked about that in our previous Black History Month video, so definitely go check that out. And I want to get Nolans, which was another one we talked about in that video, so I'm super excited. Hopefully we can find those. We'll see. Nolans, both of those are YA novels. Nolans is a YA fantasy about like wizards. So like a girl discovers that she's a wizard and she has to go to like a magic school in New Orleans, Nolans. And I just think it's gonna be really good. And then The Queen's Spade is a YA novel that's like a reimagining of another girl whose name is Sarah. She was a princess in Africa, and she is taken from her home and is raised as the goddaughter of Queen Victoria. Like this really happened in history, and this is a reimagining of her story. So I think that's going to be really good. And then the last but not least, I've added to the list is To the Stars and Back by Pegalo, Peglo, and it's kind of another I think light novel that might be similar to the Other Worlds books, depend on the bean counter, except it's not isekai. It's just a coming of age like queer romance story that I think will be really cute and sweet. So that's what we're gonna go find. Fingers crossed. Hopefully we'll be able to get at least like 4 or 5 of these. So we're gonna visit 3 different bookstores. 2 of them are small local bookstores that are in our neighborhood. And then the other one is basically if we fall down and can't find anything, we'll go to Barnes and Noble. So yeah, come kick it with us while we go around town. Hey y'all, we are at the first stop. I'm super excited. And I'm hoping, because this is like the smaller, this is the smaller of the 2 bookstores that we're going to. So they don't usually have everything that I want, mostly like newer releases. So I'm hoping here we can find either The Queen's Spade or Nolans or Let the Poets Govern. So hopefully one of those 3 will be here. So let's go see. You're not getting my butt in there. Right.
No.
Okay. I feel like I kind of have to get this just because like everybody is talking about it and they just came out with the HBO special.
Oh, I'm aware. My bestie, she has watched that one season like 4 times, and we have to finish Pretty Little Liars before we watched that, and I was like, one, Pretty Little Liars is awful for me.
It is so long. I can't believe you're putting yourself through that, to be
well,
honest.
I think we're on the last season, so I'm not really all that pressed.
Yeah.
But after that, I said we need to watch at least one season of Stranger Things.
There you go.
And then you can make me watch. And then you can make me watch that.
Yeah, so I might grab this.
She loves it, so
just
may as well.
and gigs, so.
Yeah.
This book.
Yeah.
Very sad.
Oh.
It's about this dude who's basically autistic, and he works at this company and somehow ends up getting, becoming a part of some experiment to increase your intellect, because he has very low IQ, so his intellect increases, and he gets incredibly smart, but it doesn't last, and then you have to go through the despair with him as he basically experiences his intellect disappear.
That's horrifying, and seems extremely unethical.
I read it in middle school.
Okay. That seems a little much for a middle schooler.
Sarah Raleigh.
Is this bookstore organized in any kind of way?
Yeah, these are all,
Is it like by last name?
yeah, so it's my last name.
Oh, look, there's Fledgling.
Yes, I literally saw all of them. So that's how I knew we were in the beef.
Okay.
All right, so we stopped by the first place. They didn't have any of the books on my list, which I thought might happen, which is fine. But I did end up impulse buying Heated Rivalry because I haven't watched it, the HBO special or anything, because I felt like I wanted to read the book first. So I saw this and impulse bought this. I don't know that I'm gonna read it anytime soon. Definitely not in March because of my whole self-care plan. But I guess at some point I'll check this out so I can then watch the show and all of my friends can like get off my back about it. Okay, we're at our second location, the second small bookstore in my neighborhood, and I'm super excited about this one. I hope that it's has everything, or at least a good majority of what I'm looking for, because it's bigger than the other one, and it typically has like more backlist stuff. So wish us luck.
This is my part of the bookstore. Period. On a daily. Literally, my entire job. If only I had a garage.
This is like full on crashing out now. Wow. This boy is.
Did you finish?
No! It's 1,200 pages. I got to page 600. I read 2 novels
Wow.
out of this book.
Wow.
I did not finish.
You did your best.
But I've seen the movie. The movie was great. But
Yeah, the movie is great because it cuts out all of the extra.
there's an entire chapter about a couple who have no significance to the plot whatsoever. They make one deal, one exchange with the main guy. Don't even know his name. They just meet him in passing.
They've got all the Bridgerton books.
Huh?
They've got all the Bridgerton books.
Oh.
Victoria has read all of them.
And they're shrink wrapped. I mean, there's some sex in there, but it ain't that bad. Damn.
These are the ones that we have yet to read.
Oh, those are new?
I mean, not read, see.
Oh,
They
okay.
haven't come out with these yet.
Yeah, I'm very interested about
I did
franchise.
not know that man's name was Anthony.
How did you not know that? Although I thought
Oh
was
no, it's Anthony. I understand. It's the folks.
What folks?
They've combined the books, like the children.
Yeah. So I thought his name was Anthony.
It is Anthony. That's why a lot of Anthony's be going by Tony.
Published.
What
It's
is
like really cool. So it's like an imprint of Bindery. So Bindery is like independent publishers can like publish books through Bindery, and they have like their own like imprint name. And one of the people I follow on Bookstagram and BookTube, this is her imprint, and this is like the first book that she published. And it's like really cool to see
Black
it here.
Salt?
Yeah, it's like really cool to see it here in the bookstore.
Cool. Meanwhile, moving over here, look at this one. What is this one?
This?
Yeah. Looks like some Dungeons and Dragons stuff. I bet that's fun. What do we got on the front? Wait, Mo.
It's a cozy fantasy world. Oh, well, I was trying to read the synopsis.
We've got an elf. I don't need the synopsis. I just need the pictures. We got an elf. This looks like some sort of goblin.
Oh.
Beast folk and a horse.
Yeah, it's the second one of this. Vaginas and lattes. You've heard of this one, right?
Nope.
Oh, well, it's like the same genre as the ones you were literally just asking for.
Neat. Well, we made it to our desperation store. So we are here, and there's a lot of rain. This was not on order for today, but we persevere.
Hi, hello, we're back from our shopping trip, and it didn't go exactly as planned. We couldn't find anything. Like, all the bookstores, as far as I'm concerned, pretty much let us down, but we did have some nice surprises, some stuff that we were excited to come across, but like not what we actually set out to accomplish. So I just went ahead real quick, and when I got home and like ordered a bunch of stuff, but there was some stuff that we found that we're really excited about that we're going to show you real quick. Oof. Yeah. So this is the book, the only book that I got from the first bookstore that we went to in our neighborhood. And this one was complete impulse buy, as most of them were actually. Mostly just because like I just want to see what the hype is about, and I kind of refuse to watch the TV show before I read the book, so I bought this. We'll see. That's it.
Nice. Next.
Okay, so this was one of the ones that was actually on the list, as you might recall from earlier in the video, Kin by Tayari Jones, and I'm super excited about this. I never actually read An American Marriage, but I've heard so many good things about this, and if I like this, then I'll go back and read her debut novel, which I assume was American Marriage. But this one is about two motherless daughters raised in Louisiana, and they take two very different convergent routes to adulthood and like what they're passionate about. One of them goes to college, the other one tries to find the mother who abandoned her, and it's just about motherhood, sisterhood, and just these two women. And if you know one thing about me, I love a best friend story. That's like one of my favorite things outside of like romance and like fantasy. Like that's one of the reasons why I love the Murderbot series so much, because it's just about these two like snarky robot AI best friends. And so I think this is going to be really good, and I'm super excited. And I always love to read like books that take place in the South, because that's like really near and dear to our heart, because that's where we're from. So yeah, I think it's gonna be good. I'm excited. Besties for the resties. Okay, so this is one that controversially was on but off the list earlier. So this is The Legend of Maneka by Kritika H. Rao. It's a romantasy, and this was recommended by a booktuber and book influencer that whose taste I really respect, and like I've read a lot of books that they recommended and really enjoyed them. So I'm super excited to check this out. I had this on the list of books to buy and then took it off because I thought the list was getting too long. So I found this at the second bookstore that we went to, both this one and Ken, and was super excited. And Styles goes, "Wait, that's not on
the list.
Not on the list."
You're like, "Oh, we found another one on the list." I was like, "It's just not."
They're like checking receipts. They were like, "It's not here." But I could have sworn it was there, and it was on there, but it wasn't. It didn't make the final cut, but I purchased it anyway, so that's what's about. Like happy surprises. But this one is basically across the mortal and immortal realms, celestial dancers who serve the gods are revered for their beauty, yada, yada, yada. This girl basically has to go and like save the world or something. I don't know. But I think she's like a courtesan, and she's actually like a goddess as part of like the pantheon of gods that takes place in this world. And but she comes down, and I think she's kind of like a courtesan, kind of like
you and your courtesans.
To be fair, I didn't know that when it was first recommended to me. I got some socks.
Everyone needs a good pair of birthday socks.
Right?
I didn't even know you bought this one.
I know. I snuck that one in there. So this one, I'm super excited about this. So I've been following several different like bookstagrammers, booktubers, and a lot of them are starting their own imprint on through Bindery. And this is from Easy Cat's imprint at Bindery, and I think this is the first one that they've published. And I'm super excited. This is basically, as far as I can tell, like just a really fun kind of like space opera type situation. So spaceships aren't programmed to seek revenge, but for Dracula, Demeter will make an exception. So like it's this ship, this AI ship that is like going out to get revenge, and they have like a motley crew, and I just think it's gonna be like really fun. I mean, the cover is like really funky and like looks like
It's neat.
Yeah, it just looks
Very
cool.
pretty.
So I'm excited. I'm excited to give this a try. But yeah, it just says Demeter just wants to do her job, shuttling humans between Earth and Alpha Centauri. Unfortunately, her passengers keep dying, and not from equipment failures, as her AI medical system steward would have her believe. These right. These are paranormal murders, and they begin when one nasty ancient vampire decided to board Demeter and kill all her humans. And then, like, I'm not gonna read the rest of the synopsis, but like, how freaking fun does that sound? Like
You and your AI ships.
Jesus. Not this little teeny tiny box that I'm in. Like, no. But I think it's gonna be fun, so I'm excited about that. And plus,
That one does sound very fun.
Yeah,
I'd be
and I want to
interested read
support
that
more
one.
like indie publishers and indie published authors, and Bindery Press is like a really good way to do that. Okay, so I've read absolutely zero Ali Hazelwood novels up till today, and this one is like super short, so that was one of the main reasons why I was drawn to it. But then it's just like two nerdy programmers or game developers rather. Like, I'm sure they play games too as a as a developer, but anyways, they basically come together and they have some like romance, but like it's super short, so like yes, please. Okay.
Ooh, this one's pretty.
Yeah,
I
right?
didn't even see you pick up this one. Snuck it right by me.
I'm sneaky. Comes from like all those times of like shopping with mom, and she's like, you can get one thing. But like by the time you get up there and like stuff is rung up, mom is like way too embarrassed to like put stuff back. So like, but you hear about it in the car, and yet you still have the nice extra pretty book.
I never snuck anything on mom.
I mean, I did a couple times, but only like twice because she gets really pissed. But this one, I had like heard about this on Bookstagram a number of different times, and it seemed really interesting. And I was hemming and hawing about whether or not I was going to like get this. I thought maybe I'd wait to see more.
Another word of the day.
Oh my gosh.
2 words.
You never heard people say that before?
No.
Oh dang.
Sneak
That's
that
my
into your next conversation.
That's just like my old Southern roots coming out here. But yeah, so I really excited about this, but I wasn't sure. I was gonna wait for a few more people to like review it so I could see if I was really going to like it. But we were like batting zero when I came across this book, and I was like, I cannot leave today and not purchase something.
I like the pages.
Oh yeah, it's got like pretty sprayed edges. So anyways, this one is just very briefly. It says, in a colonized land where tigers are being hunted to extinction and ancient magic stirs, 2 star-crossed teens from opposite worlds, Lee Sung, a servant yearning for freedom, and Choi Eun-ji, a noble girl defying tradition, join forces to try to reshape their respective fates. And then it goes on to say some more stuff. But
they're Korean?
I think so, yes. And what's really cool is this was written by a brother and a sister, and it's loosely based / inspired by their grandparents' romance stories.
Aww.
Yeah, so
Isn't that cute?
Right, but it's wrong.
I was just thinking that same thing.
But yeah, so now I have this, and I'm super excited to read it, and it is really pretty.
I'd say this was a great birthday haul.
Right? And not to mention everything I ordered.
Dungeon Crawler Carl.
Okay, so basically with this one, I just decided to like drink the Kool-Aid and see what the heck everything, like what's the hype all about. Like even more than Heated Rivalry, I am like sick to death of hearing about this book and about this series. And so I was like, I just need to see for myself. Okay. So I did pick up Dungeon Crawler Carl. And I don't need to tell you guys a lot about this because, I mean, it's literally been everywhere. But basically, the apocalypse has happened on Earth, and some aliens have invaded, have basically destroyed the planet. There are some people who survive, and of those survivors, they have to basically play in a reality TV show that all the other alien worlds get to watch. So it's basically like a Rick and Morty episode because there specifically is an episode where that happens. Remember where they like have to like sing and like it's like a singing entertainment show and they like sing and rap and stuff. Okay, well, anyways, it happens.
I vaguely remember that. This reminded me of an episode of Doctor Who, actually.
Well trodden path here. I think this book is taking, but hopefully from a completely different perspective. And also, there's a cat involved, so like win-win as far as I'm concerned. So. Oh, this is just a BL manga.
Monsters in Love.
Yeah, it's like a mobster BL manga. There's really nothing more to say about it. But it was recommended by someone who reads a lot of BL that I follow. And basically everything that they've recommended, I've enjoyed. So I picked up volume 1. Oh, are we done? Is that it?
That's all the books in the bag.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
I also got 2 books, but they're
That's
across
right.
the room. I'm not getting them.
Okay, well, it's okay, though, because I got them.
I actually didn't buy them. I got these 2 books by default.
So, they have the Isles of Emberdark, but they have the, like, the trad pub version, because I saw it.
Traditional publisher.
Yes. Yeah, trad pub.
Yeah, I know, but not everybody knows what that is.
That's fair.
You also said BL, and not everybody knows what that is.
Oh, wow.
General rule of thumb, you say an acronym, you have to explain what it is once, and then you keep using it.
True. Okay, I'll put it on screen or something. Okay, but anyways, they got this because I was like, oh, Brandon Sanderson has a new book out. Let me check it out, which is hysterical because like I've read literally 1 book by him. I've started the second one, Yumi and the Nightmare Painter, and I read Tress and the Emerald Sea, one of my favorite books, probably of all time at this point because I keep talking about it. And then I was like, oh, he's got another one out. Oh, look at this, Isles of the Emberdark. This is going to be cool. I'm going to check it out. And like specifically, I grabbed it because it was a standalone because like I'm still not ready to jump in the deep end of all of his super long series. So I was like, oh, it's a standalone. This is great. And then we get to the 3rd bookstore and I just happen to like have an epiphany. Like I told you, like the echo, like my brain will catch up. It just like takes a while. So 2 bookstores later, I'm like, holy shit, I already have this book. So I gave it to Styles.
My cover is like rainbowy, so it's pretty.
It is actually prettier than this one, to be fair. This one should have some like really nice illustrations inside, but like their actual dust jacket is way prettier than this.
I always take the dust jackets off.
I usually do when I read too, so I don't mess them up. But
I keep them. I keep them. I think I just toss them.
No. Oh my gosh, they're to protect the book. I mean, they look nice, but they're also to protect the book, so you keep them to keep the book nice. And the second one that they got is Yumi and the Nightmare Painter.
Is that one back there too?
No, it's because I'm currently reading it. It's like in my living room. But they have the trad published version of that one, and it's also really pretty. So they walked away with 2 books for free. One because I'm a moron, and the other one, honestly, also kind of because I'm a moron. But that moronic decision happened.
You're a moron that we love.
Yeah, but the double copy issue of You Mean the Nightmare Painter happened last summer, so like it barely happened. That girl, I don't even know her. Like, she was somebody else last summer, so I cannot be held responsible for the decisions that she made in 2025. But anyways, it was super fun. Thank you for coming with me. And
Happy birthday.
Yes. All right, we'll catch y'all next time in the Hoard.
Peace.
Bye.